We are out in the dunes in Morocco on two amazing motorcycles. This is the 790 Adventure and 790 Adventure R. Yesterday, we got to ride the standard model on the street, and I have to say, great little street bike and an excellent adventure type bike. This is the one that you would want for touring. This guy over here, we spent all day riding in that stuff in the dunes. Crazy. It is, I think, the next level of adventure riding. So let's get into some quick details. Engine. Both of them share the same engine. 799cc LC8 C is for compact. It's a parallel twin, and it is actually the smallest parallel twin motor on the market. It's actually the size of about a 500cc parallel twin. What that does is actually let the bike have really compact packaging. So the bikes in themselves are some of the lightest, I wouldn't say they're the lightest, but some of the lightest adventure bikes on the market. 460 something pounds, 63 pounds, fully fueled on both of these. You're looking at 95 horsepower on both of them, which is a little less than the 790 Duke, but the engine's tuned for more torque earlier, so that's why they gave up some horsepower in turn for some torque. So 65 foot-pounds of torque comes on really early. It's a nice torquey motor, really responsive. Multiple ride modes. You've got street, off-road, rain, and rally. And rally is the one that really shines, especially out here in the dunes. Rally allows you to have 9 levels of slip, rear wheel slip or spin, along with setting your throttle response as well. So you can go rally response, which is really snappy, really quick, with level 1, which is hardly any intervention at all, and you can wick it up, slide the thing around. It's really good for out in the sand. Lets the tires spin quite a bit in comparison to the front wheel, but it also keeps you kind of in line when you really want to, you start getting really loose. It'll rein it back in a little bit. 9, it's pretty locked down, and then you can change the power modes as well. ABS, lean sensitive ABS on both. You can turn it off, and you've got off-road mode. And then you've got suspension. That's probably the only real differences between the bikes is the suspension and the seats, and that's about it. On the R, you've got 240 millimeters of travel, and on the standard, you've got 200 millimeters of travel. So this bike sits a little lower than this bike. This has an 880 millimeter seat height, where this has a 850 and 830 millimeter seat height. You can adjust the seat on the standard, where the R is a one-piece motocross off-road type seat, so there's no ability to raise and lower it. But you can take that seat and put it on this bike. So for those of you that are looking to get a little lower, you can drop that seat height another 20 millimeters and you'd have 870 millimeters on this bike. Riding impressions, the suspension works really well. It dampened well, it doesn't blow through stroke super easy. And we're doing some really fast riding and hitting some pretty crazy little G-outs and bumps. And only a couple times I've bottomed it out, but even when I've bottomed it out, it keeps going straight. It doesn't kick crazy, it just soaks everything up. It rides really nice, and it sits high in the stroke where it feels like a dirt bike. It doesn't kind of go into a corner and sack down, and then you're already halfway through the travel of the bike and then try to turn the bike in the bumps and it does something weird. It actually kind of sits up kind of high and then drops into a corner like a dirt bike. One last thing is the ergonomics. Ergonomics, it feels really thin. The tank, you've got your fuel tank sits down low and then it's thin up on top. And so when you're standing up, it's not like on the Adventures where you had to kind of splay your legs open in order to get over the front of the bike. You can grab it and ride it more like a big dirt bike. It makes all the difference in the world when you're riding rough off-road stuff. So first ride, it's super impressive. It's a great motorcycle and I'm really impressed with it.